because it seems as if Trump is starting to lose it. They're starting to feel it now, and they're getting frustrated. They're getting angry, and they're trying to figure out whatever angle they can find, Lana, to get after Harris, to get after Walz, to get after whoever it is. And so far, they've been all extremely lame attempts. Lana brought up earlier the tweet that Donald Trump, or the truth or whatever that he put out earlier. This is how sad and desperate this guy is. He is so scared now about running against Kamala Harris for a few reasons. A, because he's starting to slip and starting to, I think he's starting to feel like the old man that he is and the clown that he is. And he's starting to slip in the polls, which is a big thing for him. And I just get this weird feeling, Lana, and correct me if I'm wrong, and anybody watching in the comment section can correct me if I'm wrong as well. I don't think he likes the idea of losing to a black woman. What do you think?
I think you're right.
Okay. So the reason why I think that, this is one signal. This was his
one signal.
This is the one signal that finally got me.
The one signal.
Yeah. Finally convinced me after this truth or whatever you call it. Okay, this is his new move. He thinks he's going to convince people. Okay, let's just read it. What are the chances that crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of the U.S., whose presidency was unconstitutionally stolen? He actually spelled stolen right this time. He usually spells it with two L's. From him by this is his new thing, by the way. Kamala.
Yeah.
Is that like, what is that? Is there something behind that, or is it he just intentionally spelling her name wrong?
I don't know, maybe because it sounds African. I don't know.
It's gonna scare a lot of his voters right into voting for him anyway. But Kamala, Barack, in all caps, by the way, Hussein Obama. He's really scared when he threw the Hussein in there. Crazy Nancy Pelosi, shifty Adam Schiff. He's going after all of them. Crying Chuck Schumer and others on the lunatic left. Crashes the Democratic National. By the way, this guy's running for president. He's calling people nicknames. I mean, and he's almost 80 years old. Crashes the Democratic National Convention and tries to take back the nomination, beginning with challenging me to another debate. He feels like he made a historically tragic mistake by handing over the U.S. presidency, a coup in all caps, to the people in the world he most hates, and now he wants it back now. So, Lana, what's he doing here? Is he convincing himself? Is he convincing others? Or does he think he's smart enough to convince people to put Joe Biden back into this race?
It sounded like he was talking to Joe. Is he trying to protect Joe now? What is he on? Is he a Democrat?
Well, that's what he does. He did that with Hillary after it was over. He did it with Joe. He does this, and he's feeling so cornered now that I don't know. I guess the whole play here is he thinks he's going to shame or scare Biden and go, yeah, you know what? This was taken with me. And, maybe he got a report that he's pissed off at Nancy Pelosi or something. So he's like, oh, I've got a perfect angle. I'm going to really get this, them butting heads. And it's not going to work. I mean, we all know that because, again, he's stupid and they're smart.
Yep.
And it's not going to work.
Like it was like he was somebody's drunk uncle. Like, when you go out, like, don't send that tweet. Don't send that tweet after you've been binging.
Yeah.
That's what that looked like. Like, who?
The problem is he sends that one tweet and he follows it up with like 8 more in the next 10 minutes.
Right.
And then he's the guy that you see online on your social media and you go, I got to block this because this is just too much to me. This is a little bit too over the top. But this is a clip from him last week. You can tell how much it bothered him because in the very same arena the week before, Kamala Harris was in Atlanta and she had some stars there. So, of course, one of the big talking points is because they had celebrities like Megan Thee Stallion there singing a song or two. It wasn't a full-fledged concert. It was her coming out and saying a few words.
Yeah. Why didn't they leave when she was done?
Well, that's the thing, is they said that they did. They said everybody started to leave, that when Megan Thee Stallion was done, that people started started filing out, which clearly is not true. And you're right to laugh at it, because that's exactly what we do now at these peoples. We laugh at them. But he was on the same stage, and during his speech, with no celebrities and no concerts or nothing like that, he always prides himself in filling up these arenas, but there were plenty of empty seats. And he noticed this, and he decided he was going to put the blame on the school administration of the, of the place where it was being filmed.
It's obviously, Marjorie, a very liberal school, I guess, right? I'm not happy with the school.
There it is. He's got to call out Marjorie Taylor Greene. He needs some enforcements there, and he needs to blame liberals on this, because he's looking around, and there were, if you go and you look at some clips here, Lana, there were plenty of empty seats.
Let them come in. They're standing. It's 95 degrees out. Let them come in. There's some seats.
This is him pretending like there's thousands of people dying to get in, and they kept them.
It's something. It's weird. It is like, that's just such the part. Who fakes like, oh my, he must have been a fucking awful kid. And
he was. They send him to military school.
Like, he's just really. I mean, but what do we expect? He's the guy that put his freaking face on a Time magazine, like faked it like he was on Time. So he fakes everything. Like,
Lana, there's and I was going to pull this clip today. I've got too many clips. I can't even fit them in all tonight. But there is one clip of him just randomly waving at nobody. I mean, it's just one of those things where he's just waving.
Yeah.
But let's finish off his temper tantrum.
And they got thousands of people. They won't let them in.
Not true.
The Harris presidency, you know why? Because they don't want to show that we're successful. That's all it is. They don't want to show. She has to go get entertainers. They start leaving as soon as she opens her mouth.
Yeah, see, that's his thing. He says that they leave, and of course that the liberal school, the media, they don't want to show how successful he really is. And he's embarrassed. He knows when he's looking around, he sees those empty seats. He knows he's got to address it somehow. And he's done a masterful job over his entire life of suckering suckers. But, at some point, people sometimes are going to be like,
let him in.
Man, this one's a little different.
People outside, let him in. The line is down. He did the same thing in the court. He's like, they had the blockades, and they wouldn't let the people in through the blockades to come to the courthouse. Remember his case? He was saying
that was the greatest. And you know what the funny thing is when they said they wouldn't let him in, the cameras would go right out there and just pan the entire area and say, there's
one guy,
literally nobody. Yeah, there's one guy here like, yeah, got his sign up. And they're like, there's nobody here. What are you talking about? They go up and show, here's my cell phone. Here's this actual time and date. So you can see that while he's talking, nobody is out here.
Oh my God.
But if you want to get inside the mind of a MAGA person right now, how freaked out and scared they are. And this guy's actually a pretty decent actor, Jon Voight. This poor guy is just losing his mind. And this will give you an idea of inside the mind of one of these MAGA people who you would think, I mean, if you listen to this guy, you would think that this is one of those guys they interview outside of, the MAGA rallies. But he is a legitimate actor, probably in the saddest scene of any movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Have you ever seen the movie, God damn it, what was the name of the movie? Ricky Schroeder was his son. I can't believe I can't remember the name. All right, I'll remember it while I'm playing, because I bring this up all the time. And Ricky Schroeder's nuts too, by the way, now. But this is Jon Voight. This is inside the mind of a MAGA right now, and he's frightened.
A lifetime now. We the people are in trouble if this nation picks Kamala Harris. We must stop this crime that is happening. It's a war crime that Obama is directing, and Kamala Harris will be the cackling hyena that just listens and repeats. If we do not stop this horror, you, my friends, will have the biggest horror that you will not know how to end. We must all see this truth, become one with this understanding that God will guide us with words of wisdom, that we may understand that Donald Trump will make any sacrifice to save America. We, the people, are in danger. And we must vote for President Trump because he will save this nation. And the left are all afraid of his strength because he is only for the people. He's not for the power, for the greed, the lies, or wanting to destroy one's hard-earned earnings. We must stop this madness now. Our children are in danger. The left is trying to take away your children and turn them into non-binaries. You all on the left, the ones who are my peers that preach, you all know who you are. What have you all learned in this life? Have you learned the lessons that will bring you to the higher place of eternity? This is now all your lessons. For each one who votes against Trump, this will be among the worst crimes that you will see in your lives. And you
Lana, have you learned your lesson? And did any of that make sense to you? I mean, let's give it a fair shot.
It's just embarrassing.
You think so?
Somebody that fucking old, and you would think he has a little more sense. And Trump is a rapist. Like, that's just the bottom line. No one can explain to me why you vote for a rapist. Like, the only thing I hear is like, well, it's a sexual assault. It's still a rape. It's only how it's defined in New York. The judge said it was rape.
Yeah.
But you're voting for, even if it was sexual assault, you're voting for someone who committed sexual assault? Like, what the, among other stuff? It's just so odd.
Yeah, but you got to take into account, Lana, that God probably told him that none of that was true. So if God tells you, you got to take that into account, I would think.
But Trump tells us it's true. He told us he likes grabbing women by the vagina. Like, is that not true? That didn't come from his mouth? He said it.
You're making way too many good points. I have no idea how to respond to that.